Hello all, it's Ryan at Dark Winter Moon Boston, and today we're going to be talking about shielding. What is shielding? Well, shielding is taking your focused magical intent, your willpower, and extending it into a magical protective barrier around yourself. There are several different types of shielding, and I'm going to show you how to do those today. But first, before we get into shielding, I would like to walk you all through a very simple chakra meditation in order for you to raise the energy in order to be able to create the shielding without overtaxing or exhausting yourselves. So with that said, let's begin. So I want you to find yourself in a very comfortable position. Seated is better than lying down, but it's most important that you're comfortable and free of as many distractions as possible. So the first thing I want you to do is kind of close your eyes and center yourself. And to center yourself, I want you to slowly breathe in and hold the breath, and then breathe out, and then breathe in and hold, and then breathe out, and then breathe in and hold, and breathe out. Now I want you to focus on a place that is at the root of your body. It's going to be between your anus and your sex. It's called the perineum. And this point on the body is where the root chakra is. And the root chakra, I want you to imagine it as a red sphere of glowing energy, tightly packed and nestled there in your perineum. It's the start of your connection to the earth. And so I want you to imagine opening yourself to the energy that is in the earth and allowing it to flow up out of the ground and into that first chakra, the root chakra, that red glowing orb. And I want you to sit in that feeling, that sensation of it opening and pulsing with energy. Some of you may feel a warmth or a tingling. And I want you to hold that for a moment. And just imagining that root chakra, that red orb of energy, filling with light and warmth and expanding. All the while keeping those deep breaths going. Then I want you to imagine that energy rising higher through the center of your body to a place that is just above and behind your sex. And I want you to imagine that point as an orange orb of glowing energy. And I want you to feel the same thing that you did with the root chakra. I want you to feel that orange orb filling with energy and warmth and expanding and glowing brighter. And remember to keep breathing. And I want you to imagine that energy rising higher through the center of your body until it comes to a place just below your sternum called your solar plexus. And I want you to imagine that as a yellow ball of energy, filling with warmth and light, growing brighter, opening up, expanding. And hold that for a minute. Keep breathing. Slowly in and out. Breathe in and out. And then allow that energy to rise higher into your heart. And I want you to imagine your heart as a green sphere of energy. And you can feel it filling with energy and light and warmth and expanding. And then I want you to allow that energy to rise higher into your throat. I want you to imagine this point here as a blue sphere of energy, and it expands and grows and brightens. And hold that for a minute. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then allow that energy to rise even higher through your neck, up to a point just above, behind, and between your eyes. That is your third eye. And I want you to imagine that as a beautiful purple orb that is expanding and filling with energy and growing brighter. And hold that feeling for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now allow that energy to rise to the crown of your head, your crown chakra. And I want you to imagine that as a bright, pure white orb that is expanding and filling with energy and light. And then finally, hold that for a second. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And then allow the energy to come out the top of your head and into the sky, connecting the circuit. You are between earth and sky. You are filled with all the energy of the cosmos. All of your chakras are open and they are glowing. You are glowing. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that energy that is pulsing out of you. Imagine it moving out in all directions from your body, from the top of your head, out from your chest, out from your back, down from your feet to below. And imagine that energy going out to about 6 inches from your body and then solidifying into a beautiful, glowing egg, an energy barrier around your body. This is the first step to creating a shield around yourself. I want you to hold that mental image. I want you to continue to imagine that energy that we've raised, feeding that shield that you've put around your body. And nothing harmful can cross over it. Nothing can harm you, even if it's emotional or negative energy from someone else. It's filtered out by the shell of pure energy that you've erected around yourself. Now I want you to hold that image for a moment longer. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, I want you to imagine this energy barrier that you've erected. And instead of it being transparent, on the outside, you put a mirror around yourself on the outside of this energy barrier that becomes part of it. And what that mirror does is it can reflect back any negativity that's sent your way. So if you ever find yourself in a confrontation with someone, whether it's direct or passive aggressive, you can imagine this mirror around you reflecting back to them all that's being sent at you. And oftentimes they'll walk away confused. So hold that image again, or continue to hold it rather, that image of the mirrored shell around you. We're going to hold that for a moment. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And now we're going to add one more layer to this. So I want you to focus again on the mirrored shell that you put around yourself. I want you to imagine it start to shimmer slightly. Almost like when you see heat coming off a car that's been sitting out in the sun for a long time. You get that shimmering in the air above it. I want you to imagine that around the mirrored edge of your shield. And what that's going to do, if you continue to focus on it, I also want you to imagine all of the light in your vicinity bending around that shield so that you become invisible. And so with that, what you can do if you're trying to hide from someone, or you're feeling very uncomfortable in a situation and you want to get away without being seen, or if you want to be noticed less, then you can imagine this shimmering in the mirrored shell around you as bending the light around you and making you less noticeable. Try it, it works. All right, and holding that image, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Now, continue to imagine that shimmering. Then imagine it slowly dissipating so that you come back to just visualizing the mirrored shell around you. The one that reflects. And hold that for a moment. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now I want you to imagine the mirror slowly dissolving so that you're left with nothing but the energy shield you started with. The see-through, transparent barrier that still protects you from all negativity and all danger. And I want you to hold that for a moment as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now, I want you to focus again on the energy shield itself and slowly imagine it dissolving, and then let go. Now, continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I want you to remember that you're still the conduit. You're still connected through the top of your head to the sky. And you're still connected through your root into the earth. Now I want you to imagine that connection to the sky retracting and coming down and touching the top of your head. And you still can see and imagine and visualize the crown chakra on the top of your head glowing. But then you imagine it dimming just a little bit. And then you imagine the energy backing down a little more to that third eye chakra, just above and between and behind your eyes. That violet orb, that purple orb, I want you to imagine it dimming just slightly. The energy moving down and out of it, down into your throat chakra, at the base of your neck. That blue glowing orb, I want you to imagine it dimming slightly, shrinking just a little, and imagine the energy further sinking down through the middle of your body into your heart chakra, which is a beautiful green glowing orb. And I want to imagine it dimming. I want you to imagine it dimming slightly and shrinking down a little. Then further down, the energy falls till it's at that solar plexus point, just below your sternum, which is that beautiful yellow orb. And I want you to imagine it dimming and shrinking down just a little bit. Then further down, the energy sinks down to that point just above and behind your sex, that orange orb. I want you to imagine it dimming and shrinking just a little bit. further down into that root at the base of your body. That red orb, I want you to imagine it dimming just slightly and shrinking just a little. And then further down, allow the energy to return back into the earth. Now, one more set of deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that is how you can learn to shield. And I promise you, if you run through this exercise regularly, better yet, once a day, you will be able to start shielding without even thinking about it. It'll be just like walking and chewing bubblegum. It'll come as second nature. And then you can walk out into the world and feel safe and protected. Well, all, I hope that this video has been helpful. Hope you've enjoyed it. And I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and ring the little bell so you can get my next update. Awesome. Well, take care, everyone. Blessed be, and we'll talk soon.